Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you caught the live this morning. This is Olivia with the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we are on the road to rescue. This morning I went live with media intern Brooke, and we are making our way across Minnesota. This morning we made our way across Minnesota to North Dakota to pick up our newest resident, which you all have been guessing in the comments. We do have that new resident with us now, so momentarily I will turn the phone around because I know you'd much rather see him than me. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Olivia from the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we are on the road to rescue with our newest resident now here. Get in your final guesses, everyone. I'm about to turn the camera around. He is pretty shy. He's not the biggest fan of being in the car right now, so if he does not like me sticking the camera in his face, then I will turn the camera back around. But for now, he seems pretty relaxed, so I will go ahead and meet our newest rescue, an F1 Bengal. Hi, buddy. And this is Fargo. Hi, Fargo. And he's actually doing pretty calm. I don't want to put the camera quite up to the cage just because he wasn't the biggest fan of that earlier, so sorry if I'm shaking around a bit since we're on the road. But you can see how beautiful this little guy is. So like I said, this is Fargo, our newest resident, and he is an F1 Bengal. Oh, I know, buddy. I won't get that close. I'll stay back here for now and let him groom. That's good, Fargo. Fargo is about a year old as far as we know. And we just picked him up from a shelter in North Dakota who has been holding him because he was found dumped after his family moved away. And like I said, this is an F1 Bengal, so if you've been following us for a while, you may know what that means, and if you don't, that's okay too. F1 means that he is 50% Asian leopard cat. He is 50% wild, 50% domestic, and caught between two worlds. And we have a few other cats at the sanctuary who are F1s as well, F1 Bengals. An example of that would be Jewel. And they aren't the biggest fans of people, but we completely understand. I cannot imagine all the feelings and emotions he has going on right now, and not to mention that he is 50% wild, 50% domestic, and caught in limbo, so to speak. But I'm glad that he's settled down now. He was a little nervous when we first got him in the car. He was definitely very nervous in the shelter, but it seems to have helped that we covered him up. And he is just so beautiful. I'm glad to see that he's resting his eyes. I'm going to scroll through some comments now and then continue to talk more about our newest rescue here and more about F1 Bengals and the small cat crisis. Kathy said he almost looks like a purebred Asian leopard cat. Yeah, this guy he's definitely an F1. And F1 just represents the generation that he is. The one represents first generation hybrid, meaning 50-50. So that is why he looks as wild as he does. And that is also why he's probably so fearful right now. Not the biggest fan of me putting the phone up to the crate. I'm sure, this is a very scary thing. He's been through a lot the past year of his life, but thankfully he is on his way home. Kendra said, Fargo is a handsome little guy. He sure is. Faith said, welcome, Fargo. You are so beautiful and so loved. Yes, he is. So, since we have Fargo on camera here, and he doesn't seem to be minding the paparazzi so far, I think it's a good time to bring up the small cat crisis. And For us at the sanctuary, we have 30 to 40 hybrid cats under our care. And all have had very similar stories where people have bought them expecting a lap leopard or an exotic house pet, and that's just not the case at all. Like I said, hybrids like this are caught between two worlds, and people often find behavior issues such as not liking people, being very active at night, peeing, not using the litter box, usually very vocal. And those are not fun things to live with because these cats do have wild genetics. And for this guy here, that is extra amplified. He has a lot of wild genetics. He has a lot of wild instincts, making his life so far probably very scary and not appropriate for a cat like this. And so what we're seeing is many people are desperate to surrender their Bengals and Savannahs because they just aren't equipped to care for a cat like this. And it's sad because in the first place, these people who purchase the cats are often lied to by breeders or other information online saying that they can be lap leopards, they can adjust to be house pets, and we find that that is just often not the case. Not to mention that these little guys often have many health issues due to their genetics, and they really just struggle altogether. And while we are so glad that we can provide Fargo a home and we are able to open our hearts to our other 30, 40 hybrid residents, we receive multiple calls a week for cats like Fargo. And right now we are at capacity, and it's very sad to hear how many of these cats are often displaced and then often just released or rehomed countless times. But we are thankful that we can be Fargo's forever home and that he is now part of the TWS family. You're so sweet, little guy. I'm glad to see you relaxing. That's so good. Some slow blinks, maybe. Or maybe just falling asleep, which works too. But if you love this little guy as much as we already do, and you want to help support his lifelong care and his new Wild at Heart life, he is on our sponsor form under his new name, Fargo. Hello, everyone joining. Once again, my name is Olivia, and I'm with the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. Right now, we are in the middle of Minnesota on the road to rescue with our newest rescue, an F1 Bengal. And he's doing really well right now. I'll show the road. I'll give Fargo a little break. So we have about 3 hours left. This wasn't too long of a day for Book and I, about a full day. And we should be back to the sanctuary in 3 hours. So not too long of a day for Fargo either. Oh, little guy. Let me scroll through some comments. And like I said, that you can sponsor Fargo, our newest resident, for $150 a year. And that will go towards his lifelong care and his new Wild at Heart life. Thank you to everyone wishing us safe travels. So far, so good. Nothing out of the ordinary. Oh, a little bit of growling. I won't go any further. I'll give you some space. So Fargo is 50% Asian leopard cat, which is a wild cat native to Asia, pretty widespread throughout Asia. And they're about as small as Fargo is. Fargo is probably around like 6 to 7 pounds. And they live individually. They're very nocturnal animals, skilled hunters, excellent climbers. And then you mix them with a domestic cat. And that is where things get confusing with genetics and where people shouldn't be messing with genetics. And breeders will sell these guys for thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're becoming increasingly popular, which is why we call it a small cat crisis, because of cats like Fargo. And when he gets home to the sanctuary, he will be, well, he'll have a little bit of a quarantine period just to make sure that he's all healthy and good to go. And then eventually he'll move out to one of our bungalows where he will hopefully have some friends. He will have outdoor space, indoor space, perches, beds, a specialized diet, perfect for an F1 Bengal, and very dedicated caretakers, and of course, all of you TWS family to love and support him from afar. And soon enough, he will become his best little Bengal self and hopefully express all those instincts that he feels he needs to express, have the space he needs. Huh, buddy? Do you like the peace and quiet? You're going to your new home, huh? He seems pretty happy. We haven't heard anything from him, Brooke, have we?
Not really.
He's been pretty quiet. Yeah. Well, on that note, I'm gonna cover Fargo back up. We do have him covered with a sheet so he has plenty of privacy. I'll turn it back to the road. And like I said, we are on our way home. We'll be sure to give you all updates. Hopefully I'll have a TikTok and a reel going up later summarizing our day. But thank you all for watching and for caring as much as we do about issues like this, about the individual cat. That's the most important thing ultimately, is the individual cats and what they go through and how we can help them, how we can help educate, and ending this vicious cycle that puts cats like Fargo in really difficult situations. Like I said, you can sponsor Fargo for $150 a year, which will go towards his ongoing care. We will give you updates on him, but you'll also see updates about him here on our social media, on our website. And if you'd like to support us in a different way, you can like and share this live post. And be sure to stay tuned for upcoming updates on this little guy. And we will see you later.